Hi folks, this is Ron Smith, and thank you very much for joining me today, those that are assisting someone overcome drug addiction, and congratulations for those that have decided to show up to your own recovery. This program, of course, is designed for those that are, number one, overcoming drug addiction and at some stage of development or some level of achievement in your life with drug addiction, given more strategies and techniques on how to stay drug-free for life. And then for those that are helping someone overcome drug addiction and supporting them in everything they do. So welcome to this YouTube channel. And this week, I want to talk to you about be transformed. And so what do you mean by that, Ron? That means that it takes a transformation to occur in order to live drug-free for life. Reminds me of my own life. About 15 years ago, I knocked on my mom's door. She would always let me in to shower and shave and get something to eat. But this day, I knocked on the door and she didn't open the door. She said, "You can sleep on the side of the house, but you can't come inside." And at that moment, when I turned to walk away, I realized that I was homeless.
Nationally, more than 70% of inmates return to jail or prison within 3 years. But Ron Smith knows it doesn't have to be that way, because 10 years ago, he was a revolving door inmate here.
And so from that moment, I was like devastated with my life. But I decided it's time to turn my life around. And you know, the word transformed means make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. And I definitely had to make that change. I was already praying and I knew the Lord, but to make that transformation was very difficult for me. Matter of fact, today I even have a statement concerning that when I used to graduate from drug programs and relapse. And so today, though, it's not about certification, but about transformation.
Internal. This is what I always separate when we started I, mine, me, myself. We take people, family out of it, don't have nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it never was and never will be about a family member or anyone in our life. Mm-hmm. It always has been, always will be about you or me and the decision we make. You ever seen that movie, Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
All right, so you remember Nutty Professor, remember? Buddy Love, right? Mm-hmm. And Sherman. Remember Sherman? He was the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
So Sherman made this serum, and he drank the serum, and he became Buddy Love.
Yeah.
So Buddy Love was, this party animal. Hey, doing all his thing. And Sherman, though, he was, had some low self-esteem. He didn't think the girls liked him and stuff like that. So he wanted to be a little more charismatic and a little less shy and all that stuff. So he drank that serum and became the life of the party.
Yeah.
But life ain't you can't party all the time. Life ain't, this is what Buddy Love just want to party all the time.
Yeah.
Until some people, you get tired of that. Mm-hmm. You don't always want to be, sometimes, it was fun at first, and now it's like, it's time to go to work now. It's time to get serious about life. It's time to, start investing in some properties and start, thinking about my family future, stuff like that. And so now Sherman wanted his body back, right? But Buddy Love wasn't having it.
Yeah.
He was trying to trick him, right? See, addiction is like that. Buddy Love addiction. I call it Buddy Love addiction because what happens is you try to stop and then it had nothing to do with nobody else. They on stage fighting against themselves. He said, "You can't beat me." That's what Buddy Love said, right?
Yeah.
And then Sherman said, "Yes, I can." "No, you can't." "Yes, I can." And see, it don't need anyone else external. You can have a battle internally without anybody else.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting on the couch, right? You could be sitting on the couch and thinking, "I need to go get what you want." See, and that's just what I call a Buddy Love addiction battle internally. But here's what we need. Some more yes, I can people.
Yeah.
See, and that's all it really takes is a yes, I can. See, because if you're one of these yes, I can people, had nothing to do with nobody else. I'm going to win. I'm not gonna have Sherman or Buddy Love take over my body and take over my mind, make me think it's others. And see, that's the trick of the addiction, actually, which is one of those invisible withdrawal symptoms. A withdrawal symptom, remember we talked about how they can be, and you don't even know that you don't categorize it as a withdrawal symptom, but a withdrawal symptom will blame others. It's someone outside of me. Like, I don't know, some external influence that's causing me to use. No, it ain't. It's always been internal. Because this way, if it's always somebody else, right, this is what happens. Blame. We'll get to blaming whatever. You know, you blame the weather. You blame your sister's cousin's uncle. I mean, that's what happens when we don't really take responsibility to I, my, me. It'll go into this blame. It's because I didn't have a father coming up. I used to use that. Yeah. I said because I didn't have a father in the family. This is why I do what I did. Had I had a father in the family, example, I wouldn't have. And see, that's a lie. That's a trick of a withdrawal. Yeah. And people don't even realize that. And withdrawal symptom ain't just like not feeling good it's not because you had a hangover. See, withdrawals, people identify a withdrawal as like a hangover. See, but they don't look at behaviors that we do in blaming, like a blame. That's part of withdrawal symptom. You know, not taking responsibility.
So I end up transforming my life, allowing God to do his thing and me taking responsibility, because that's one of the issues. I was relying on God to do the work. He did the work. And then he was saying, well, I'm waiting for you to make some behavioral changes. Matter of fact, Ron, what's the wow factor for change? And you know what? I was always used to seek this wow factor. It had to be one thing that was just, wow, there it is. You know, for the God to just zap and I'm changed. But the Spirit of God talked to me one day and he said, you know what? The wow factor is daily practice of new behavior. That's the wow factor. As a matter of fact, Romans 12:2 says, do not be shaped by this world. Instead, be changed within by a new way of thinking. Then you will be able to decide what God wants for you. And you will be able to know what is good and pleasing to God and what is perfect. And when we talk about what's perfect, we're talking about that which is mature, that which is at a certain level of development. I learned to turn my life around. Matter of fact, so much so that I went inside and out of Rio Consumers Correctional Center, and I'm gonna show you a video after this about that transformation. There is a statistic that came out, and I'm excited to bring to you positive statistics rather than the negative, how many people are overdosing. There's actually more people in recovery and walking in their freedom, like the man at the pool of Bethesda. Jesus told him to get up, take up your bed and walk. And the rest of the story is history. He continued to walk and stayed on target. Matter of fact, even later on, Jesus saw him in the synagogue and said, see, stop sinning or something worse will become upon you. But the statistics show that around 75% of people seeking recovery from a substance use problem achieve their goal. Man, that's good news that people achieve their goal. This same study goes on to say that they found that 22.3 million Americans have overcome an alcohol or other drug problem, that 1 in 10 U.S. adults have overcome a substance use problem is testament to the fact that not only is addiction recovery possible, it's common. That's a normal phenomenon. There was a time when I used to do crimes and out there riotous living, even to the point of homelessness. And here's how I turned my life around and trusting, leaning on and relying on God and taking responsibility after prayer. When I was locked up here, I was tired. They didn't have no programming. There was no classes for me to go to. Of course, I used to play the blame game when I was here. The blame game is still going on, but there's really something to lock into that's real, is tangible, and they can make a difference.
Smith was in and out of Rio Cosumnes over a 10-year period on convictions including robbery, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He says it was all fueled by addiction, but he finally found help while out on probation.
You know, I was on drugs and alcohol, cocaine. Then I had epiphany. You know, I went to a drug program. Once I went there, they had, introduced me to a new way of living. And since then, it's just amazing to be able to walk around here where I used to be locked up at with the key to be able to help someone else. So they say, Ron, you don't understand what I'm going through. I can say, wait a minute, I was here. I was in the same color shirt as you was. And now I know what it takes to live a better life. When I was locked up here, there was no counselor for me to communicate with. There was no program in place at that time. But with AB 109, when they get out, they can be a transformed individual rather than just doing time with no rehabilitation.
Now see, isn't that exciting? I'm actually pretty excited about where God has brought my life today. After being locked up in the Rio Cosumnes Correctional Center and ended up working there as the head counselor there for 5 years, I am just so excited to be able to now bring a level of value to a listening audience that can transform their life forever. As a matter of fact, I just put out a new book, a second book, called Hidden Secrets of Living Drug-Free for Life. I was actually in conversation with a young man who was telling me, I have a hard time wrapping my mind around drug-free for life. I have a hard time with that language of being drug-free forever. See, because this profession has where once an addict, always an addict, makes it a challenge for those that are seeking recovery to buy into the fact that they're free, the fact that they've been delivered, and the fact that they are on top, and the fact that most reports show how people are relapsing, but not many reports are giving that 23 million are walking in recovery. So with that said, I'm going to put the link down at the bottom because I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page. I want you to subscribe to this page or send it to someone who would subscribe to it to bring value. You can purchase this book. Matter of fact, on Amazon.com, it's coming out July 1st, called Hidden Secrets of Living Drug-Free for Life. And send it to someone in prison. You can purchase it from imailtoprison.com, which I'll put that on the link as well. But my goal is to just help. I'm just going to be an assistant. I'm like a voice in the wilderness, just seeking to help someone achieve a level of freedom like I have. The book delivered two choices. There's only two choices, right or wrong, death or life, blessing or cursing. And that book helped a person get on the right path of moving forward to living drug-free. And then the second book, or Hidden Secrets to Living Drug-Free for Life, is just the next step on how to find those hidden secrets that are hiding in plain sight for a person to put into practice those practical daily disciplines that's going to take them over the top. Get your life together and keep your life together all the days of your life. And until next time, be transformed.